Welcome to another episode of the 116 Life here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. As always, I am one of your hosts, you know, the one who be on the side low-key, you know, Meah Evans. And of course, we have our main host, the guy himself, the big homie, the OG, the legend, the myth, the man.
Make me feel old without saying it.
No, I'm not even talking about that at all.
I'm just kidding.
Ace Harris is in the building. How you feeling, Ace?
I'm good, Meah. How you feeling?
Drip is great.
Okay, thank you. Okay, no, you.
Ace is shining this week, guys. We're not twinning. It's
yeah,
okay.
You know me, we be like,
but you know, everybody can't be the butterfly. Somebody gotta be the moth.
I mean, somebody's outshining both of us. So
no, for real. Like, and he's our guest this week.
Look at the jeans, bro.
Drip crazy.
I didn't know who somebody else. Like, who they talking about?
What kind of texture is that?
We got Parris Chariz in the building this week. What's going on, Parris?
How y'all doing?
How you been feeling, man?
I've been good.
You're
blessed.
fresh off the road too.
Yeah, still on road.
Yeah.
Tour life, huh?
I'm grateful.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yo, your hat is fire too. That's crazy.
Yeah, shout out Town Apparel.
Hey.
Yeah.
So, man, there's a lot been going on regarding music, the tour, even just things I know just going on in your own life. Talk about just how life has been treating you right now.
Lately, it's been good. Last year, I essentially went through hell, and this year it's been, heaven on earth, essentially. So it's like polar opposites of the years. Like I had just said, man, I'm just grateful to be here. Perspective on life has changed. Perspective on what's important to me has changed over the last year. So I'm just not fighting it anymore. Just embracing whatever come. You know what I'm saying?
What just that perspective you're talking about in what way, if you don't mind me asking?
Perspective on just my purpose with the music. I feel like I'll speak for myself. Wanting to, glorify God on a huge platform, and understanding that God is gonna maybe give me a platform, but it may not be what I want it to look like or be. You know what I'm saying? And being okay and content with that. And I think almost dying put that into perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have passed away last year, I don't have a wife, I don't have kids. All I have is albums. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I put it on my story the other day. If I would have passed away, nobody would care. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of relationships I built is through music. It's not personal things.
Right.
It's not a person-to-person relationships. It's based on music, which is fine. I think that's cool. Like, it's a connecting point for us. For everybody. Yeah. That's okay. It's not an issue. I think my perspective changed where I used to think it was an issue. And I used to think it was a problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. Like, everybody got lives, everybody doing what they do. My perspective is I want to do what I'm called to do. And whatever that looks like, I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? That's been the biggest perspective change for me. Just being content with whatever God has for me. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a topic that I feel like, I think we've even talked about this, how that's a posture people don't want to talk about, being content, because we're really big on asking God, and we always hear the message of God's going to do it, he's going to come through, breakthrough, which nothing wrong with those things, but sometimes God wants for us to learn certain things in the season that we're in, and it seems like you have a fresh perspective on gratitude. Even
breakthrough is always centered around like, oh, I go viral, oh, like I make millions of dollars, like oh, like I have 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, an arena full of people screaming my songs. No, like maybe that's not for you. Maybe that's not for me. Maybe that's not for whoever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with when I drop an album, I have the same 200-300 people like, man, like I'm going through this and you spoke exactly what I'm going through. Like, my record didn't go viral, but it went viral to me type vibes, because I got real people that go through real life situations saying like, man, I play this song 1,000 times and I'm getting better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to do lean. Like, I had people hitting me like, man, like, I heard you say you don't want to not do lean. I haven't done lean since your album came out. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Because all your whole album talking about is, you know what I'm saying? That's like a thing that I'm going to do. I want to counterculture the lean situation, because you know what I'm saying? I used to do it. I had family that did it. Yeah. I ain't never lost nobody because of it, but You know what I'm saying? There are big artists in the world that have died because of it. So
for
it's
sure,
like, I don't know. That's just my thing.
Well, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on, like, you said something earlier that I want to like call out somewhere. You was like, I want to glorify God on the biggest platform. But interesting enough, like, how do you how are artists supposed to navigate wanting to glorify God on a bigger platform while also surrendering to the platform God gave you? Like, how does it feel to know that us deciding how big our platform is for God is actually more of our way than God's way? You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of an interesting thing.
No, it
you
is.
Said that. I was
That's
like,
intricate. The question is intricate.
It's a lot. I know it's a layer, but
ask it one more time.
So, like, how do you navigate being an artist saying you want to glorify God on the biggest stage, but also not doing that from a place of pride, dictating how big your platform is? Like,
just choosing to, like, cast them thoughts down. Like, you know what I'm saying? You condition yourself to think away for years on years. It's like, it ain't gonna, just because I'm asking God to take those motives, or it's a choice. You gotta make that choice every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like, I gotta center myself when I feel like my flesh is rising. Like, I'm the greatest. Like, I should have that. Like, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Who praying for that, man? You don't know who set this up for him. You don't know the ins and outs of how he got the platform he got.
Right.
So to compare and compete with him is backwards. So when I say, like, my first perspective is like, just understanding, like, whatever God has for me is for me. Like, if I could have easily, you asked me to do this, I could have, I don't want to do that. But it's like, it's an opportunity to get my face out there. Like, people use everything to not do something,
right,
rather than just taking the opportunity and making the most of it because of whatever personal situations they may have. Like, I don't get personal anymore. You know what I'm saying? I used to take everything personal as an artist. It's like,
we've had a couple of rub-ins before.
It's like, I just don't care no more. It's like, either I'm gonna do it or I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold animosity or grudges with people because they're trying to get their stuff off the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I ain't gonna lie. I haven't seen you smile as much as I've been around you, bro.
Oh God, no, I don't smile, bro.
But you smile. Hey, it's great, bro.
Man, appreciate it. Just,
it's good to see you smiling, bro. Like for real, brother to brother, man. I feel like a lot of brothers that be, we taught to suppress that. First of all, emotions are always something we are taught to suppress, whether that's pain and then sometimes joy. It's like, why are we insecure about being joyful? Like, what the heck? Like, what is that? What? That's a trick of the enemy, man. Like, God gave us these emotions to express them, man. So
just being in an environment where that's like, you and your feelings,
weakness.
Like, it's like, but now it's like I said, I just don't care. If I feel away or if I just said something, like, I'm gonna just say it because I feel like honesty is like the comprehension is the number one. But you know what I'm saying, you got to be honest for somebody to comprehend. You know what I'm saying? Can't comprehend if you lying to me. Type vibe. So it's like, just be a straight shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
That's fire. That's fire.
To me, it's just simple.
Yeah,
like, it's simple. It ain't no intricate. Like, people be trying to be deep. It ain't deep, bro. Just say yes or no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be asking my girl certain questions. I ask her a yes or no question. She got to think. Like, just say yes or no.
Hey, man.
But it's life, though. You got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with however, you know what I'm saying, people do what they do. So,
what are some things that have been bringing you joy in this season or like just lately in life?
Music, my girl. That's probably it. I mean, I ain't gonna say like God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the Christian answer. I got to get a politically correct answer.
I love it.
But I mean, all of that is taught into God. Like my career is taught to God. Like my relationship that I'm in is taught to God. So it's
That's
like
good.
God is a part of everything. So it's like
God's already in it. When you
He's already in it. You know what I'm saying? Those are the main two things, though. Just getting back to the music. I think like I wasn't really making music last year because I was sick for so long. So getting back on my feet, getting my strength back, my voice back, it's just been exciting to just create.
That's amazing,
you know what I'm saying? That's been the best part
so
about everything.
Speaking about music being one of your high moments of joy recently, talk about the excitement you get from being on tour. How's that been?
I don't.
Really?
No, I don't like performing, bro.
Really?
No. I don't like people. I don't.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I just don't.
Tell me why.
But I do it because I know that's what I'm called to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm called to, you know what I'm saying,
be a light. You
got
that under 3,000 type vibe a little bit.
Maybe. I don't know how Andre really is.
Okay.
I genuinely do not like people.
He hates touring. He's a
touring.
Classic,
I don't like performing.
Yeah.
I don't like
How
performing.
do you endure it then? With being on tour and
Man,
if you
God
get
just
shows?
put it in me.
Yeah.
Like when I get on stage, it's something just a flip switch.
Mm-hmm.
When you can ask Aaron Cole. When I'm in backstage, I do not say nothing. I just sit there. Like we make jokes and stuff. Like I'll talk if you talk to me, but I'll just sit there. Like I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I just know I'm a studio rat. Like I'll spend 28 hours in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I want to write all day. I want to listen to beats all day. Like I want to make records all day. Performing that's what's up. Like dope. You perform.
Not the thumbs up.
Yeah. I enjoy it because, you know what I'm saying, it brings other people joy to see, you know what I'm saying, see me perform or see me in person and stuff like that. And I get a little bit of enjoyment out of it, but it's not something I'm looking forward to going on tour to perform. I dread it.
Would you ever do your own headline?
Yeah. I literally don't do it because I don't want to. Yeah, it's not that I couldn't. It's not that I couldn't. If I put the work in and do the research and do real PR work, like I could do 5-6 shows type vibes, different states, but
yeah, it's not your thing.
It's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? If God asked me to do it, I'll do it. You know I feel like me being on this tour is a blessing. Like, cause I needed the bread. I ain't gonna lie. Like, all I do is music. So it's like I have the opportunity to perform and make some money. It's like, okay, bet. Let's make the best out of this. You know what I'm saying? Go into it with the right mindset, the right heart. And I just try to do that. Yeah.
That's fire.
With making the best out of it, what's been the best part about the Sorry I Changed tour?
People telling me that they connected with the album. I think that's the best part. Cause I'm insecure about my music. So it's like when people actually resonate with it, I'm always like, you lying. Ain't no way. You lying. So actually getting to you know what I'm saying, at the merch table or meet and greet, getting to really speak. Like literally this dude drove from Detroit last night to Nashville. He's like, man, I saw you on Aaron. I just came to see you. Like you ain't nowhere near close to Detroit. So I just came to Detroit. I just drove from Detroit, me and my homeboy. What? Like that's crazy.
How'd that make you feel? Like
I was great, amazing. We took pictures. I gave him a shirt type vibes. Like that's not normal.
You got buddy's email address. I'm like, man, that's a super fan. I'm in business, but I'm like,
no,
vertical integration, bro.
See that's
had that boy do. Hey, want to pay for a session? Come pull up.
Oh God, yeah.
I'll make you a custom song,
right?
Bro.
I'll make you a custom song.
2 racks, 3 racks. What do you think it's a game?
But we exchanged we exchanged info type vibes on the Instagram tip. You know what I'm saying? On the Instagram tip. I don't like people, so it's like I don't like we'll have this conversation and then people will text me. Like I'll get, because I'm that type of person. Like in the moment, like, yeah, man, take my number down. Like, yeah.
You flaky with it.
Soon as they text me, it's like, bro, why are you texting me? Like, I don't know why I'm like that, but I am like, that's just the innate thing that happens when it happens. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say it's a blessing that, P sitting right here. Cause he could have hit us with the, hey man, I ain't gonna be able to make it, man.
Facts.
So we are beneficiaries of the new Parris Chariz joy. The new Parris Charisma.
Right. Parris Charisma.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
I think it's refreshing. I've interacted with you before, but you're a very honest person. Yeah. And I feel like you almost don't even know how not to be.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. I don't know. It's just hard to lie.
That's good. Yeah. I think we probably, as Christians, and especially in Christian culture, we probably can do more of that. Just don't have to put on how we feel to make people comfortable.
Make people comfortable.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna cap though. I do that too.
Yeah.
Because I know I can be intimidating.
Okay.
Because it's blatant honesty. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes God check me. It's like, man, you ain't have to say that right there. You could have waited. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll say it. I'm better at it now. Like I'm a critic. In my mind, with music, I'm a hard critic, even on myself. I think like 3 years ago, somebody dropped the album. Like I critiqued this album the day it came out.
Online?
Nah, like it was my okay. I ain't no Twitter critic. I'm a person to person, like somebody I know.
That's real. That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
Much respect.
But it's like, even though I know him, it's like, man, I could have shot his confidence down. Like, if he really put that much stake into what I had to say,
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Praise God that he didn't put that much stake into it and he loved what he did. But man, one of your artists, like I told RG not to put out God Made a Way.
Man,
that's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah,
he sent that to me. I was like, what is this? That song huge. I listen to that song now, like I was wrong. I was 100% wrong about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like God checks me on things like that. Like
Parris like, man, I tried to jump on the remix, man. He left me on red. This is crazy.
I wasn't trying to jump on the remix. I was not trying to jump on the remix. But yo, just being real though, just being candid.
I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, when we come back, we want to dive more into your life, your upbringing, and the things that made you who you are today. So don't go anywhere. It's the 116 Life here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Ace Harris, Meah Evans here with Parris Chariz. We'll be right back. And we're back here on the 116 Life here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Meah and Ace checking in here with Parris Chariz, who was in the building. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in, Parris. So let's dive into what your childhood was like. What was your upbringing like? Because you were raised in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. So what was that like? What was young Parris like?
I was trying to hoop. I didn't really grow up in church. My mom kind of gave me. My grandmother went to church a lot, but my mom gave me the choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your grandma wants you to go to church. You want to go? Nah. Like go back to playing outside type vibes. It wasn't until I moved to Tulsa, I got in trouble. I was, you know what I'm saying, failing. Getting into it, fights and gangs and stuff like that. My mom just wasn't having it. She kind of nipped it in the bud quick before it got out of hand, and moved me to. She shipped me off to Oklahoma with my uncle. I live with my uncle. My uncle is a, you know what I'm saying, pastor, military dude, accountant, math type person. So it's like, you know what I'm saying. My first year in Tulsa, I'm in a bare blank white room with a bed and a clock. You go to class, you come home, do homework, eat dinner, go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Until you get your grades back up. So that was kind of like Detroit to Tulsa. Yeah. It was kind of just like my mom trying to get me before I was too far gone, which it was perfect timing.
What? This is high school?
This is high school. I moved the end of my 10th grade year.
Gotcha.
I think my first 2 report cards in Detroit, like she gave me, you got 2 semesters to get a 3.0. Because middle school, I was principal honor roll. Like I was smart, you know what I'm saying? But that summer going into high school, like get into girls, you in the wrong crowd. And I was living with my dad. My dad's free. Like as long as I let him know where I'm at, you can do anything you want to, especially you getting good grades. Yeah. So getting into high school, moving back with my mom, it was like I was kind of just all over the place, failing class, skipping class. And she was like, man, you can go back and live with your dad or you can go to Oklahoma. And I saw I was trying to hoop. I saw the school that I was going to. Like it's like the school I went to, Oklahoma, they got their own district called Union. So it's like they got, you know what I'm saying, millions and millions of dollars into the school district. So the high school looked like a college. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I seen that. I'm about to go to Oklahoma in the middle of nowhere with white boys, about to hoop. None of that actually happened. You know what I'm saying? God had something totally different. But yeah, that was.
Is this your mom's brother, your uncle?
Yeah, yeah, my mom's brother. Yup.
So what was it like? So what was it like transitioning from Detroit to Tulsa? Not even just with hooping, but even just like, you know, the cities are different, the life is different. You know what I'm saying? How was that? What was that adjustment
like? Way easier
to
stay out of trouble. Yeah, way easier to stay out of trouble. Like I said, my uncle, he had me focus. Because it wasn't that I lacked focus, I just lost focus.
That's good. What was it about him that allowed you to, dude? So you it resonated with you, like, because sometimes
me and my uncle used to scrap. Okay, like so I was a hot, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I don't talk now, because I used to pop off at the mouth. Like I had an attitude problem type vibes. Gotcha. And my uncle, a military, like he said it one time, like I'm not saying it again. You gonna do it or I'm gonna slap you. He ain't slap me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't. But sorry, Sirius XM. We do not condone. Ace. We do not condone beating your children. Ace does not condone that.
What's that verse in Proverbs?
What's that verse in Proverbs?
Spare the rod.
Man, for real.
Yeah. Do you feel like your uncle having like that male authority? It seemed like you was bucking back.
Yeah,
he wasn't backing down.
Nah.
You feel like that helped shape it eventually influenced you? You feel like?
Yeah. In a sense, just to be disciplined, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not having an issue with authority. Cause I'm a rebel at heart too. Like, if I see everybody going that way,
yeah,
like, man, y'all all lame. I'm going this way because we're gonna get to the same place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just not a good mindset to have all the time.
Sometimes it's helpful.
Sometimes it's good. It's pros and cons to it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my mindset with everything though. You know what I'm saying? He reeled it in, like, no, like, this is a lot of people do this because this is the smart thing to do. A lot of people do this because this is the easiest thing to do. You're making it hard on yourself for no reason when you can just, you know what I'm saying, do it like this. Like I said, I didn't lack focus, I just lost it. So it's like he got me back focused and just coming up with a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, not flying by the seat of my pants. I would say he inspired me in those ways. And my uncle is a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Like, we from Detroit, so it's like my uncle had an accounting business, you know what I'm saying? He had a tax business, like pastoring, armor bearing, you know what I'm saying? All types of stuff throughout the community. So it's like, and with a wife and kid, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, seeing him do that is like, you know what I'm saying? It's possible to touch all avenues of my gifts, you know what I'm saying? And be disciplined with it. I would say that was the main thing that he taught me.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
So with getting back focused, what that look like that plan, him walking you back on track, what did that look like?
Just getting first off, just getting my grades back up, you know what I'm saying? So I could hoop. I couldn't hoop because, you know what I'm saying, I was getting like 1.2s, 1.3s type vibes. That was the main thing. And just getting more, like, starting to go to church. Like, he was making me go to church, but it was like, and it was a different kind of church. Like, I don't even rock with that church no more. But once I found my church now, it was like, it was easier to go to church every day. By the time I was getting out of high school, like, I was choosing to go to church. You know what I'm saying? Like, not, my mom didn't have to ask, nobody had to ask me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Mike Todd. But it was like, I think, you know what I'm saying, God let all those things happen the way that they happen so it could happen the way it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say it like that.
No, you're good. So when it came to you tapping back into church, were you kind of like hesitant? Were you plugged in right away? Like, did you receive it well? Were you kind of like against it?
Nah, that was this is my first time getting into church. Like 17, 18, like I've been to church, but I wasn't into church like that. Like,
yeah.
My first time getting back into church was like 2016. Cause my college life, that was my first time being grounded in Christ, and, you know what I'm saying, all my friends are trying to go the Christian way, and we're all going to church. We're listening to Mike Todd every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We're, you know what I'm saying, leaders in the youth group type vibes. And then I go off to college. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
what happened there?
Yeah, it's like
what college you went to?
SCU. It's a NAID one in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Yeah. I played ball up there. I had a scholarship.
Okay, you was hooping.
Yeah. I was trying to make it to the league before I started rapping, or at least overseas type vibes. Yeah. Like, that was my passion. That wasn't my passion. That was my natural gift. I was just naturally gifted at. I think my passion is music. My purpose is music. I think my purpose is entertainment, but
yeah. Basketball
was just something I was naturally skilled at. I didn't have to work hard at being good at basketball.
What position did you play?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you handling the rock?
Yeah. Oh. High school, I played the one. I had to play. I went to Rhema Bible College right out of high school, so I dislocated my hip. So that being a club school, we playing D1s and D2s, D3s. Like, I had to play the 4. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm 6'3", 6'4", guarding 6'8" dudes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, got stronger, got a good foot, got my footwork well. Yeah. Type vibes, but I forgot the question.
No. I'm when it comes to basketball,
you were just inquiring.
Okay, basketball, okay. I can like.
You can talk it all day,
bro.
Yeah, me too.
I can go on the deep end, bro.
Okay.
I mean, I dunk on you low key.
Huh?
Ace, why would you even say that?
We're gonna next question.
Okay, so when you said you were going to college, so you're getting back into, or you were getting introduced to the church scene, things like that. Yeah. That's where you were going.
Well, in college, I got back into the faith. Like I dropped out of school and got back into the faith.
Okay, yeah.
Not that I was out of the faith, but I wasn't living.
Okay.
In college, I was wilding out. It was my first time away from the church. Because 16, 17, 18, I was in the church. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to church every Sunday. All my friends go to church. Pastor Mike, when I started rapping, Pastor Mike was recording me type vibes. Like, so I'm under his wing a little bit. I go off to college. I'm 3 hours away from the church. I ain't going to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm not with my friends every day. I'm with some dudes from Dallas, like who just live however they want to live. And I chose to follow them. Those are my teammates. These are the dudes I'm hanging out with every day. In high school, I ain't even cuss. My language completely changed being around. My coach cuss. Everybody cuss. So it's like, I had to, I feel like God gave me a reset in 2016. I ended up breaking my foot. And I think that was the time God gave me a reset to choose what I wanted to do. That I want to live how I wanted to live, or that I want to follow him. And I could have stayed and kept hooping, but I just chose to pursue music. I dropped out, and it was definitely God, because like my auntie and uncle, they business people. Like they graduated college, HBCUs. I'm like, man, I'm dropping out of school to rap. It was like, praise God, like you're finally doing something you want to do. I'm like, huh?
Really? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
wow. Shout out your mom and uncles.
Yeah,
man.
they was with it. And my mom, you know, like, don't cuss, don't talk about stuff you don't do. And I think that's a lot of reason why I make the kind of music I make, cause not because of my faith, it's because like my mom's. Like, I got little sisters type. I'm the oldest of 6.
Wow.
3 little sisters, 4 little sisters. My sister Harmony, she passed away at birth. I didn't party. I didn't grow up going to parties. You know what I'm saying? Like I hung out with dudes, but I'm not a party goer. Like if I go to parties, my back is against the wall type vibe. So, and my moms knew that. My mom like my best friend. So that was like one of the first things she said. Like, if you want me to support you, I ain't listening to you talk about stuff you don't do. And I rock with my mom. So it's like that stuck with me type vibe. So it's like, and then my being a faithful person, going to church and things like that, just kind of molded it more into being faith driven and, you know what I'm saying, telling my testimony and pushing people more to Christ. But it was natural, just trying to, you know what I'm saying, abide by my mom's rules, so she would support me.
Yeah.
So
you're leaving college and now you're pursuing music. So what did that road look like? The hustle and the going that path? Yeah, I chose the long path. I could have stayed at home because they was with it. I chose to sleep on my best friend's couch, kind of go like I'm gonna make it off my, you know what I'm saying? Last year I was on my best friend's couch. This year, it's like, man, I was there for 2 years. But you know what I'm saying? By the grace of God, like I started making more bread, and I was able to quit my job. But it was outside of the rough patches of just life happening, you know what I'm saying? Car breaking down type stuff like that, trying to find jobs. I was blessed, to be honest.
Did you have
grateful.
like a vision for the kind of music you were making? Like, yo, I'm going to do quote unquote, is it label Christian rap? Am I going to be just a rapper that raps about Christ or my life? Did you have a vision for like how you were going to make this a living?
Yeah. It changed over time for sure. But when I first started, and you know what I'm saying? Shout out all the, you know what I'm saying, artists from the old days. You know, no disrespect, but just from my perspective, like I would listen to it and not be, I'm just a tough critic, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't rocking. So when I wanted to make more faith-driven music, my thing was like, man, I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, the dudes that I hung out with, the guys that I hung out with, like I want them to hear Jesus, God in a record and not be turned off. Or, you know what I'm saying, hear, you know what I'm saying, just regular things about life and not shoot them up, bang, bang, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna take your girl stuff, but real life situations, testimonials, and people who don't go to church, they would rock with it. Yeah, and that's always been the foundation. Right. How I went about it has changed type vibes. Like I used to be super like self-righteous. Like back in like 2012, 2013, man, if you ain't repping God like this, then you doing it type vibes. Like
word.
Like, are we arguing about who pushes Christ more? Like that's stupid. Like yeah, nobody spreads the gospel like me. okay. You know what I'm saying? So changing my perspective like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like not making it about that, but making it about impact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? More than myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. So when we come back, we want to dive into Take You to Parris and some more things regarding Parris Chariz right here on the 116 Live here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. We'll be right back. And we're back here on the 116 Live here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Ace Harris, Meah Evans checking in with Parris Chariz. Okay, let's talk about this album, man. Let's talk about Take You to Parris. So I think so much growth has taken place from albums like In My Weakness, 2045, and then now we're here to the new album. What did you want to accomplish with this project sonically, lyrically, maybe even artistically, opposed to the other ones in the past of your career?
Man, I just wanted to tell my story, which is kind of like always my position. But this, I literally, everything I talked about, I literally couldn't talk about nothing else. Like every time I would listen to a beat, I could get a BNX type beat. Like I was gonna talk about freedom. I was gonna talk about being sick and hurt and pain and stuff like that. I couldn't get it out of my system. So once I understood that, like I tried to just change the sonics to fit what I wanted to talk about. Cause I was trying to make, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to make bangers, hits. But I don't think God was leading me that way. I feel like, like I said, I couldn't write about anything else. When I would try, this is what would come out. So I just stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I probably remade this album like 4 times. It was like 4, because I started it before I got sick. I got sick. I started it after I got sick, and then I restarted it after the new year. Because I just had a lot of things happen within those months.
And for the people who are maybe getting up to speed, you mind sharing your sickness and what you went through and how that impacted the music? Like,
so last year I ended up contracting a viral, I don't know, it was called meningitis. So a meningitis, essentially, you can't eat, can't really sleep. I ended up losing like 98 pounds. Literally, I was in the hospital for a month. I was bedridden for about 4.5 months, maybe 5 months. I needed help using a restroom. I needed help changing clothes. Man, that was a tough time. I was helpless, to be real. I literally couldn't do nothing on my own for about like 4 or 5 months. My mom saw me, she crying because I was so skinny. I was kind of like overweight before I got sick. So her seeing me overweight and then seeing me 10, 15 pounds underweight, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like scary. Couldn't stand on my own, couldn't walk. That was pretty much it. I don't want to talk about that though.
No, that's fine. That's okay, cool. we ain't got. I think it's good to just see where you are now. And the music that you're making is saying how you couldn't shake. You you said you wanted to make bangers, but like man, your testimony had to come out in the music.
It had to come out. It wasn't. I tried, bro.
Yeah.
I got hundreds of songs that I tried to make. Like I couldn't finish them. I would eventually talk about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's dope.
I just let it go.
I mean, I feel like your music to me always had like very testimonial, very like it's very relatable because you don't really try too hard to make records that I feel like you're very introspective, but they still got bops in them.
Type vibes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's introspective, but it still got some slide in it.
You kind of ride to it still.
I love that. So I think that's what makes your music very authentic to me, and I resonate with it.
Thank you.
This is way back, and I think I hit you a while back. I was like, yo, I'd love to do some more stuff with you, but I feel like that's what makes you. So I feel like the fact that you realize that and then try to force something that maybe wasn't flowing naturally, I think is good because I feel like we are in a space where we need variety in the music, and not everybody needs to be the same type. You know what I'm saying?
And I was insecure about it too. I just being real. Like I was expecting people like, man, like what are you doing? Like we're in the middle of summer. Like you're sad. We're in the middle of summer. Complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? People was like, it's not what I expected, but it's what I needed. And I think that's a little bit more powerful to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the main thing. I just want to connect with people. I just want to be real. I think a lot of people try to fake emotions or fake the God lifestyle, and it's always like, let's make a Jesus hit. It's like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's not wrong. But I think, like you said, it's variety. And I don't mind being the different one. And I think a lot of people do mind being a different one.
That's a bar.
I don't mind being different. Even in this, trust me, bro, I want to make bangers. I got some heaters. Trust and believe, 116 Life. I got heaters. But the people need the testimony. People need real life. The people need to see something different. You know what I'm saying? People that I talk to back home, they don't see nothing different. You know what I'm saying? People I went to high school with still sell drugs. Couple of them in jail. You know what I'm saying? Couple of them still working day-to-day regular jobs, saying that they want to do this, but they don't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know how to start. You know what I'm saying? Everybody tell you to start. Like, how do I start? You know what I'm saying? Where do I start? And I feel like the first way to start is, you know what I'm saying, understanding where you at in your life and understanding your emotions and understanding how to compartmentalize. I think that's one thing I learned how to do last year is compartmentalize. If I'm mad at this person, I'll take it out on everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like I learned how to like center myself and say like, I'm having an issue with him, but I'm gonna come to you with joy because you haven't done anything to me. And that's something I had to work on. And I think that resonated in the music as far as when you talk about freedom. Like to me, that was freeing for me. Like just being candid. Like I started smoking weed when I was like 10, 11. You know what I'm saying? So it's like going through months and, you know what I'm saying, months in and months out of trying to stop. You know what I'm saying? I said it on the first song. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's always been something since I was a child that's been hovering over me. Sexual immorality. You know what I'm saying? I was molested when I was 8. You know what I'm saying? This is my first, I'm like 15 months. Maybe 16 months, I ain't had sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's big to me. Like,
that's good,
I was in high school as a child, like, being sexually impure. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I knew. My dad had 6 kids, 6 different women. Okay. You know what I'm saying? When I lived with my dad had different women at the crib every day.
So that's
you know what I'm saying? That's all I saw. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, I want to be like my dad. Cool. I want to be like my dad.
For sure.
So it's like breaking those cycles.
Speaking of cycles, I mean, I was gonna, because that record was one of my favorite. Not because track 2s are always really good on albums.
On God.
I feel like your track 2 is really important as for all your artists. But I kept playing. I kept cycling that joint. I kept playing it, and I just loved what it was representing. And I feel like hearing your story, I'm like, oh, I understand even more now. Because would you feel like you're taking a step to break that cycle?
Yeah, no, I was. Like, I've been trying to break it, but that's why I said I feel like me being sick helped. Even though it was a tough time for me, like, when I got healed, like, it was easier to say no. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, like, if I would have died, you know, I feel like I would have died full of stuff that I, you know what I'm saying, didn't get to do because I let sexual impurity like hold me hostage type vibes. Like, so if like if I would have died last year, cycles wouldn't have came out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had the opportunity to talk about breaking something in a season where I could have passed away and it didn't break me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, bro. I hate being this deep.
No, I love it. No, okay, it's great.
No, you cooking right now, bro. Because sorry to
go ahead.
You said something about the people that was in Detroit that's in them cycles. This is why I think variety is important because no diss to how every artist creates. They may not get what they're getting from you and your testimony on this platform and the music from other artists that may have a different expression. So we need to make room and space for people who express their journey and walk differently because those people need to hear Parris Chariz be like, bro, I'm stuck. They might hear cycles and just have a little glimmer of like, oh, I could do something different. I ain't gotta be what the society and culture said I have to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's beautiful.
And that was a challenge. Like for anybody that's listening, like that wasn't easy for me. Like I went back and forth on if, you know what I'm saying, Cycle should even be on the album. You know what I'm saying? I went back and forth with a lot of songs because it's like, man, do people want to hear this? You know what I'm saying? I was afraid that I would get rejected. You know what I'm saying? Through the music type vibe. So it's like, man, if you afraid of that, I would just tell anybody, like, don't be afraid. Or even if you is, push through the, you know what I'm saying, fear. You know what I'm saying? Because it's literally just the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't put that song out, like, you know what I'm saying, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Literally like the dude that said that he heard that song and stopped drinking lean. Like, he could have passed away if that song didn't come out.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Bro? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just anybody that's listening, just push through the fear. Whatever fear you got, just push through it. I say that.
You talked about, you said pushing through insecurities, and you even brought up the topic of freedom of you hear it throughout the album, but even also of you having this new concept of freedom. How did those things influence your approach to creating the new album?
Man, I don't know. It was just where I was at. Like, I wanted to be free from a lot of stuff, and I still do. It's just what I wanted to say. It wasn't no deep thought. It was like, I want to break this cycle. I want to be free, or I want to talk about it too. You know what I'm saying? It was just that simple. And I feel like the hardest thing was going through with it. I was going through the insecurity. To this day, I'm still insecure about the album, and it's out. I can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like, I can't do anything to change it. I hope I answered the question.
No, you're good. What do you like most about this album than the other ones you've dropped?
I don't.
What do you mean by that?
This is probably like my third favorite album that I ever made.
Nah, you tripping.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm
not saying it's not hard. I'm not saying
but I'm curious why.
It's that because it's so sad.
It's
like when I listen to this album, I'm put right back into the mode of me being sick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm put right back into the mode of, outside of like songs like Favoritism. Like, that's just about me and my girl arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like
speaking of fun and I guess relationships, there was a song on 2045 when I dig into, which is one of my favorite. Type Me.
Yeah.
That's doing hard, bro.
I appreciate it, bro.
Talk about the freedom to talk about relationships in a non marital way. Because sometimes people feel like they hear stuff and they just kind of be wondering, like, yo, talking about girls, is he married? What's going on? Like,
no, I'm not married.
Talk about
I'm not married. Man, I'm just not afraid to talk about my life. People just be afraid to talk about their real life. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not afraid. I've dealt, like I said, I got molested when I was 8. So it's like, my mom raised me, my aunts, I was raised around women my whole life. So it's like, I've always, you know what I'm saying, had a thing with women. So it's like, that's part of my testimony. You know what I'm saying? Getting better with relationships, being more trustworthy, being, what's the word? Just being honest. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot, not being manipulative. You know what I'm saying? Like, understanding that I was the issue in a lot of my relationships. You know what I'm saying? Not her.
Yeah.
So it's like, just being honest about that. Like, people, I feel like, I won't even say people, I feel like Christians feel like you can't talk about that stuff because it's like a stigma that you're gonna lead people to, like, bro, like, if you see a fine girl, you see a fine girl. If you're single and you are able to talk to her, like, I would like to make a song that when y'all on a date, you could play for her.
That's real.
That's regular life stuff. You go on dates all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you go on a movie date, you know what I'm saying? I got a new record dropping later this year. Shout out. But when that drops, it's like, I want people to be able to, a dude to play this, like, my girl love this song. And I sing this to my girl all the time because I want to marry her. I want to be more than her friend. It's like, I got to wait till I'm married to talk about the woman I love or like, you know what I'm saying? No. Like, I just think that's weird. People make it so like,
it's religious, really.
Yeah, it's religious, so semantic. It got to be politically correct. And it's like, life is not politically correct. We don't all agree. We don't all think the same. And I think that's what makes the world the world. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes music music. So trying to hoard everything that I feel about my girl because I'm not married and I don't want anybody else to It's like, nah, that's stupid. Like, to me, that's stupid. Like,
I respect it, bro.
I want, you know what I'm saying? Why that man of God is pursuing that woman of God, like, he got real. He don't got to play Jagged Edge. He don't got to play
Party Next Door.
P&D. Like, no, like, you could throw on some PC. You know what I'm saying? You could throw on that. Like, and when you argue with your girl, you can listen to a favoritism.
That's real.
And you go back instead of leading to, I want to go cheat on my girl because we argued. When I look at my girl, we argue, but you're my favorite.
Right.
And I know when I look at you from the angle that I'm shooting this picture, God has favor on me because he gave me you. Like, it's real life stuff that still has to do with the faith.
That's really dope, you know what I'm saying?
So,
I think
that's really dope.
I think that not even just this project, but I think a lot of even just the way you think Parris is just like truly the definition of representing. You know what I'm saying? Just how representing how we perceive Christian music. You know what I'm saying? And that's admirable. When it comes to just hearing your story, like themes like freedom and like now and then even just over the course of your life and just career, authenticity just comes to mind. When if someone was to be listening who felt bound and felt like they couldn't operate in that freedom or in that authenticity that they could, what would you say to that for someone who not even, I wouldn't say broke through from that, but who walks that life and fully lives in that truth?
I mean, I would just ask them why. You know what I'm saying? Then, depending on their answer, I would give a more thorough response. I don't have the answer because this is just how my brain works. Like, I wasn't taught to think like this. Like, my life experiences, this is how it came out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't have the answers. But I would just ask them, why do you feel like you can't? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people feel like they can't because they're going to get smited down, or they feel like my music won't pop with the audience because it's too edgy, you know what I'm saying, or it's too risk, it's too that's close, you close to that line, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have the answers, but I would just, if you feel like that's where God is leading you to do, because that's another thing too, like, I don't think this path is for any and every person, you know what I'm saying? Just like I had to figure out early on in my career, my path was not doing church shows. I do not like the way that I feel when I'm done doing church shows, when it's just a bunch of kids with glow sticks and I'm sitting up here talking about breaking cycles and they're with a glow stick and wanting me to sign their t-shirt. Like, I'm not with that for 5 bands. Like, I'll be broke before I do something like that. And I learned that very early, you know what I'm saying? So whatever your path is, follow your path. You know what I'm saying? Like, my path is my path. That's what I would tell people. If you feel like God is leading you to do something like this, do it, because this is not like in Tulsa, I'm doing shows at clubs. I have to perform these type I'm performing songs like Cycles in a club. You know what I'm saying? Like bars with a bill full of other secular rappers that's talking about lean, drugs, sex, killing. And then I come on like, man, we got to break these. Like, it's like, that's my path. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tempted to go in the club and get 1,000 numbers from all of the girls. It's like, I'm here on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm going back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I had a club show like 2 months ago and I went by myself because, I didn't go by myself. I went with my boy Sharif. But I didn't call the team. Like, my team, they be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I'm gonna just go with Sharif. Literally, the squad was mad. Like, don't do that ever again. If you got a show like that, make sure we're with you. Regardless, we trust you, but it's the covering. You know what I'm saying? I have covering. I have people around me that walk with me. I'm not by myself. Even though I am by myself, I'm not by myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to that person that think they want to do this, make sure you got people around you that's doing that too. Like, the people that are around me, this is their path as well.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not flying by the seat of my pants with this. It's all calculated. It's all strategic. Got a lot of growing to do, but you know what I'm saying? this is what it is. So
yeah, that's real, man. Thank
For
you
sure.
for being here and for being so authentic. Because I think even and this is no shot to any other guests we've had on, but I think sometimes with being on a platform that is Christian, people tend to hold back, and I think you can attest to this too. But people relate to authenticity, and we've talked about this even on past episodes, and you just beam that, you know, so thank you for sharing that. And listen, everyone, if you're listening, go listen to Take You to Parris.
Please.
I promise you will it's definitely a smooth listen.
Thank you.
And I promise you that you would hear something when you listen to it. Shout out to Parris for being on this week's show. Shout out to Ace. Shout out to Matt holding us down as always. And shout out to all those who are tuning in to the 116 Life. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. And we'll see you guys next week.